Hey, you there. Are you tired for paying for classes but not learning? Well, I'm going to tell you something completely different. I'm going to tell you about FABAtv. You can get 600 plus classes 24/7, 365 days a year. Unless it's leap year, then you get a free day. No more learning from just a photo. Instead, learn from over 180 international instructors. But it's not just face painting classes on FABAtv. You can learn how to do airbrushing, glitter tattoos, henna tattoos, makeup, balloon twisting, business, and so much more. You don't need to buy one class at a time or even for a weekend. You have full access to all 600 classes by award-winning artists that you simply won't find anywhere else. If you order right now, you can get a 6-month course for only $99.99 for 6 months, 600 plus classes on everything crafty. But wait! There's more. Not only do we have classes in English, but also an entire library in Spanish. But wait, there's more. I'm still not done. If you order right now, not only will we help you save money, but we will send you a free rainbow cake, completely free, and no fee for shipping and handling. Invest in your success and get your membership on FABAtv now.
Hi, everybody. Okay, let me see if I can get in here. Hold on. Want to make sure that I can hear myself, that everyone can hear yourself. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay. Mute. There we go. All right, welcome, everybody. Whew, talk about working fast behind the scenes. 5 minutes ago, I was teaching a class for the library. That's hence why I have everything still on my table. I was teaching everyone how to cut up t-shirts and make bags. Look, you can save the planet by just reusing your old stuff. This is a cute little bag. Look, Marcella. Yeah, look, it's super cute. Yes, that's what I mean. When you go to the supermarket and you use plastic bags, what happens? You just waste them. It's a pain. Anyways, my computer died. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Like I told you. What a day to be alive. Okay. Hold on, guys. One second. Are you going to need to do other things here? What? No, I'll tell you when. I need to get it back on. Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm going to be up with the chat in 1 second. I just have to plug my laptop back in so I can see what I'm doing. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? Did you have fun double drawing with Melissa yesterday? I will tell you that I followed along. I had a fabulous time. Melissa is incredible, and drawing, especially with your non-dominant hand, is very therapeutic. So I hope that you've had a chance to get out of the box with me this week. That's what this theme was all about, was just kind of taking things outside of the normal, giving yourself the opportunity to try something new and getting re-inspired. And that's what this interview is going to be about. So I am very, very excited to bring on our guest. Hold on, I'm going to get back in. I apologize, everybody, but I kicked myself out. So Let me explain why I have this beautiful, amazing entrepreneur on that we're going to go behind the brush with. The first thing is it's really important to see people in our art community being able to scale their business. Okay. And what does that mean? That means it means taking chances and growing. It means trying new things. It means pioneering different avenues, because many of us grew up hearing that art is not a real career. Many of us, when you tell people you're an artist, they never believe that you can make money doing it. And many of us still live as if that's the case. So I want to expose everybody to people who take those chances, people who can hopefully give you ideas and motivate and inspire you, and also so that you can support art, right? A lot of us don't realize how much art plays a huge role in everything that we do. From the way that you walk into Target and see the way that they merchandise the front, that dollar section or their bargain section, from the way that grocery stores place apples in certain positions. These are all the things that make the world a more colorful place, and we are the ones who help create that. So please don't devalue how important you are to the world, because we need you, and we need you to inspire, motivate, trailblaze new areas. So this beautiful girl to the right of me is an artist. She's a mother, and she is an art. I'm going to let her tell you more about herself. But she recently just started her own paint line, and not face paint, but acrylic paint. She is a fine artist, and I'm going to let her tell you all about it. But I'm very excited. So please join in the chat, guys. Share this. This is important for us to spread the word about female entrepreneurs, right? That is something important in itself, because most of the CEOs we hear about are who? Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and all these other men, and nothing against the men, but we hear just so much more about male entrepreneurs when women do a lot of hard work behind the scenes, okay? So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And without further ado, I'm going to try to set that up. I am very excited. Hello, Elodie. Elodie is a female entrepreneur. All of you ladies are. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to add my good friend Sky to the stream. Please get your questions ready to ask her questions. Okay, hold on. Let me see if that works. All right, let me move myself over. Grab the thing, the mouse, click on my picture. Sorry, guys. Yep, and move me to the... not so much, Marcella. A little bit over, more. No, a little bit more. No, the other way. Sorry, guys. Yes, now press the space bar. I'm all by myself today. Okay, better. Hi, Sky.
Hi, how are you? I'm doing well.
I am so happy. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for being on Behind the Brush. Hello to everybody in the chat section. I am very excited to have you on Behind the Brush, because I'm very proud of you. That's the first thing.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm really super proud of you. But I want to get into your paint brand. I want to get into how, the what, the inspiration, the struggles, the highs, the lows, because I think it's important for people to understand that business is risky, but
Absolutely.
If you don't try, you'll never know.
Right.
So with that being said, can you please introduce yourself? Let them know your website. I'm going to put it across the bottom as well.
Okay, I'm a very shy person. I'm one of those artists that don't do much talking, so this is very new for me. My real name is Jasmine. My middle name is Sky, so I considered Sky to be my artist name that I go by. I'm from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and first I started off doing Skie Art Lounge, where I do paint parties, I do face paint, I do body painting, I do all things that's art related. And art is just my life. Like, everything I do in my everyday life is art. I'm an art teacher as well, teaching elementary art, and I am a mother of 3 beautiful children that I love dearly, and I'm a dog mom. I just recently launched Art Supply line along with my sisters, our sister company. I wanted this to be something that me and my family can can grow and live off of. Inspiration came from COVID. I always wanted to own my own paint supplies, brushes and stuff. Being that I do it 24/7, I'm like, okay, like it's time. So during COVID, all the stores was closed. Michael's was closed. Hobby Lobby was closed. And I was like, you know what? We got a solution for this. So God had gave me the vision a long time ago. I remember reaching out to you, Heather, asking like how you get started, because I totally admire you. You're such an inspiration.
Thank you.
So I started doing my research. I reached out to my big sister, who is also an artist. Her name is Ellie M. And she was just on board with it, like, okay, let's go. So start doing our research, searching for quality products, because I am an artist that believe in using quality products, nothing less, nothing more. And yeah, and here we are, Sis Art. The name is inspired because I have 4 sisters and I'm the baby girl of all of them. And being that I am in this together with my sister, we might as well we decided to call it Sis Art to show the unity between sisterhood.
On Facebook.
And also when I first got the vision to do this, God told me, like, you can't do this alone. So who better else than to do it than with my sister?
Well, that's an inspiration itself, because I will tell you, as somebody who works with my mother and my sister and my aunt, and Marcella's the one who started Silly Farm, and my other aunts, we have a true family business. And I always say, as stressful as it is, as sometimes you want to pull your hair out with your family, it is the biggest blessing to be able to work with them, because who's a better support system, right? Who's better encouragement than your actual family? You know, well, at least that's the hope of it
and it's
all.
like, you can have disagreements and y'all y'all can't go nowhere. So
and you're the baby, you said, right?
Right, I'm the baby girl.
So they all feel very, like, you know, protective over you.
Right.
So that's super cool. So think about this, guys. This is something important to kind of touch on. During COVID, which many of us saw our businesses kind of completely decline, especially if you're a children's entertainer. A lot of people were laid off from their job. Things became closed. And it was such fear that kind of kicked in almost immediately. That was the first reaction. But you took that and you were like, you know what? I'm going to use this opportunity to create a business. And not just any business, you were able to have the foresight to say, like, people are home, they're watching more YouTube, they're painting more, they're deciding to create more. Absolutely. Right? And that was a motivating factor behind it.
Right, because people took art and used it as a therapy for the stressful time that we was going through during COVID time. So, and still to this day, like, art is a true therapy, and I believe that art saved lives, and that's what it has been doing. So what better way than to supply people with quality stuff to create?
So tell me, for the people who are listening, because so many people, they don't realize that you are your biggest obstacle, right? We're our biggest critic. We're our hardest on ourselves. We can talk ourselves into and out of anything.
Right.
So just for the people watching who are like, man, I'm so inspired. This woman started an art line. And if you go to the website that you see below, it's Sis Art Paints. Really great website. You did a great job on it. So tell us, did you have experience like building a website? Did you know how to create the packaging? Is this something that you started from scratch?
So the website is all my sister. She's a graphic designer as well. She created our logo, the website. She's the graphic person. I'm the more artsy, hands-on person, quality. Like, she's the graphic designer.
Okay.
But I did study graphic design in school. So it's a balance. We balance each other very well, because where she lack, I pick up. Where I lack, she pick up. So that's the whole balance about sisterhood. And that's why it's called Sis Art. It's a balance.
So was it hard to take the idea from, like, this is my idea, to packaging, to making a website, to creating social media, that process, because essentially it's been a year, right? Since
Yes.
COVID started. So in this time frame of a year, how hard was it for you to go from like idea to reality?
Well, we started the idea
Sorry, guys.
we started the idea in April and we just launched in February. So
Okay.
it took a lot of background work, just getting the feeling to know when you're ready to launch something. It's like birthing a baby. Like, it took several months to mold and to create such an amazing product that, in my opinion, so it just took time. Everything you do is going to take time. I'm the type of person where I don't like to rush anything, because I feel as if it's rushed, it's going to have so many things wrong with it. So I'd rather for something to take its time to brew, to be birthed the correct way.
See, and that is something that I really want to hit home with people, because I think that, sometimes when we have this idea, that kind of steps or that gap between the idea and bringing it to life is such like a fear-inducing space for people, right? They just can't figure out how to, you know what? I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second because my kids are here. My car is not here. I have no car here. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. This is real life. I forgot my car. This is real life. I'm a real life mom, just like you, Scott.
It's important.
And I told you that
right now.
I forgot to pick up my car, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to walk home. That's okay. I'm so sorry. This is totally live, guys, and I apologize if it's unprofessional. But back to what I was saying. The spot between idea to reality is a scary place, right? And without a good support system, it's very hard to make that happen.
Absolutely.
Now, with you talk about building this brand, a legacy for your kids, which is very important. Representation for our kids is very, very, very important, guys, because they're modeling after us. And, when your kids get to see you building, they say, wow, this is something my mom did. And they're living in a digital age too. So they get to get excited along with you. They get to show their friends. Their friends know what Instagram is and TikTok and YouTube. So the fact that you're doing that alongside your kids as they grow is super important. But I find that so many people lack the support system in that gap area. So, I want you to touch on the fact that, or just talk a little bit to the fact that your family isn't the only support system. When you decided to create this brand, you also leaned on your art community, right?
Correct.
Part of your students, people that other fellow artists, which can also be that support system, those cheerleaders in the gap. So who did you kind of lean on in order to produce this line other than just your family, right? Because your family's going to do it blindly, but friends, who did you go to first?
I will have to say the art community. When we did our Instagram, our main goal was to target the artists that are out there that loves art supplies just like we do. And so I have to say that the art community all over everywhere is our biggest supporters. We've been doing very well, and it's all because of the artist that has a passion just like we have. And I have to say, for those who have an idea, for those who are given a vision, it's not going to happen overnight. Overnight success is not going to happen overnight. And it's just all about pushing and continuing to believing in yourself, because sometimes, like you said, we are our biggest critics, and it's so important to bet on yourself. And that's what we did. We're betting on ourselves right now because we know we just have a passion for what we're doing, and that's the most important thing.
Well, and this is another thing that I want to talk to you about, because I think this week on FABAtv, the theme was out of the box, because I will tell you, everybody's COVID experience is going to be very different. Marcella, who is my mentor, she's the one who started Silly Farm. She found a love for gardening and being home and finding peace and relaxing and minimizing so that she's not as crazy running job to job. me, owning a business and having a lot more overhead, I had to pivot very quickly and figure out more of a video component and, just figure out how to stay alive in a time that people are not face painting.
Right.
So COVID experience has been different. You were able to channel that and turn it into your own art business, which is so important and so inspirational on many levels. But one thing that this week was dedicated to is just thinking outside of the box to say to yourself, define what you want from here forward, right?
Right.
Instead of judging success just based on total numbers or how big something is, decide your success based on happiness first and foremost. Because for 15 years, Sky, I would run from job to job to job, never see a Saturday off, never take that time. Like if I was going on vacation, I was, running to work to vacation and never really understanding the value of being a little bit more relaxed.
Right.
So for me, my out of the box shift happened to be me finding new ways to define success. Now, there's a very successful baker. His name is Zach the Baker, and he makes bread and cookies and everything. And he got the account for Whole Foods. So imagine what that means for a small business, right? You go from like baking loaves to now Whole Foods, which is owned by Amazon, which means it opened up the biggest doors ever for him. And he put a statement out a couple weeks ago that said he's going to no longer bake for Whole Foods anymore. And not because they're a bad company, because he realized that although it was a most amazing goal to accomplish, it completely changed his business model. He said, I make fresh bread instead of getting in at 7 to bake, to have bread ready for 9. Now we get in at 1 o'clock in the morning so that we can deliver to Whole Foods by 6. So he was no longer happy, even though that's like probably the pinnacle of reaching of success is to be featured in Whole Foods across the nation. It just wasn't what he wanted. So that circles back to me. My new goal for now, goals always shift and change, is to find a way to be happier in the amount of work I'm doing. So for you, as you're starting a new business, what is your short-term goal? Like, what's your goal now for Sis Art and for yourself?
My goal now for Sis Art is to simply just keep going. And my goal for myself is to make, like you said, to make more time for the things that make me happy. Because right now I'm teaching full time. I'm still running Skie Art Lounge and I'm doing Sis Art at the same time. On top of that, being a mother. And it's kind of hard to try to find a balance because you want to continue doing what you love to do. And also, I'm a big family person and I love being around my family. I try to balance all of that together. Like yesterday, my sisters was just in a group chat talking about, oh, well, if we go on vacation, no working. I'm like, okay. So it's just learning more balance. I want to be more balanced.
These are important things to think about as you build your business, because like I said, many of us prior to COVID, our feelings of success, the way that we talked about our business, the way that we would post on social media was directly impacted with how many gigs we had. It felt like you're winning when you were running a faster marathon by booking more and being so tired at the end of the day. But I think a lot of people have just said to themselves, okay, let's reevaluate the things that truly make sense, that make us happy, that bring us the most joy, and let's just put that into place. So, it's so nice to see that, we're all kind of moving in the same direction, especially because artists are super emotional, right?
Right.
That is one thing that I would say above all else kind of can be a good and a bad for us, right? Because we're so emotional that we turn it into something, usually something great, but we're so emotional that sometimes hurts us as business people. So tell me, speak to some of the things that kind of might have gotten in your way, a few obstacles as you were starting Sis.
Being busy. Being busy was an obstacle. I said to myself, I'd rather be booked and balanced where I'm at peace and have a sense of calmness and relaxation rather than being booked and busy. Because busy all the time is not good. All busy is not good. And sometimes we use busyness to cover up a lot of things that we deal with in our personal lives. And sometimes as artists, we're very emotional people that can be very draining and depressing. Another obstacle that I went through with starting Sis Art is just getting the products right, making sure that they were up to our standards. Like you said, working with family can be a challenge as well. I'm the baby sister because I'm the baby sister, and sometimes I voice my opinion a little bit too much. So I had to learn how to speak with grace, and and working with my big sister, I look at her as my big sister, and I wasn't looking at her as my partner, but now we have gained a balance where we're looking at each other as an equal and not, oh, she's my big sister, I have to show this amount of respect for her. And now the balance between that is perfect. We are learning to work together with Sis Art, and that's what Sis Art is all about, is togetherness and sisterhood. So I love her. Shout out to my
Well,
sister.
tell us also about your paint. See, obviously, Silly Farm FABAtv, most of us, our canvas is, simply the skin. But
Right.
you have an acrylic art brand, correct?
Correct.
That you chose everything from the color selection to the names, right?
Right.
And how exciting for you to be able to literally create something from scratch that has to do with colors and then bring it to life. So tell us about your art line. Tell us about what we can find on the website, because that's important.
Okay, so I'm going to start with our Melanin collection. That is a collection of pigments where you can use it several ways. It can be oils, it can be watercolors, it can be acrylics. And that pigment collection is a collection catered towards different tones of browns, different tones of skin tones, because it's kind of hard to find skin tones as artists, when we're creating. And to move on, we carry quality brush sets that comes in these beautiful cases that I love dearly. I know as an artist, and I always wanted to provide convenient, because I know myself, I lose brushes all the time. So our brushes come in a beautiful case that you're able to store your brushes in them after you finish cleaning them, and you can just put them up. We also have acrylic paints. We have an acrylic paint set that comes in these little small jumbo tubes. I wish I had them with me. And they are high quality acrylic paints. Come 12 in a pack. And they leave a very nice gloss finish after you are done creating with them. And then on the sideline of that, we have our jumbo paints, our jumbo acrylic paints, where all of those are named after my sisters and people I consider to be my sisters. And the colors range from the different tones of brown all the way to the primary colors. And we also carry convenient palettes. Our palettes comes with the little reusable cups where you're no longer wasting your paints. You can just put your paints in a cup, store them. When you pick back up the next day or next month, you're able to use your paints again. And I think that's about it. I think that's all of the products that we carry. Oh, one more thing. We also carry linseed oil that is actually handmade here by us in the United States, from fresh linseed oil, fresh linseed oil that are sent out, and that is perfect to pair with our pigments to create an oil-based paint.
Think about that, guys. Think about how exciting it must be to be able to create a brand, bring your family into the fold of naming it, naming colors, and also being a brand that has a great purpose in the sense of representation, because representation matters.
Very important.
I say this time and time again. So many women have trouble putting themselves out there, and kind of giving themselves that soapbox to sit on, to say like, I created this, I work hard for it, I'm very proud of it. You know, that's usually not in our nature to say that, but I'm so glad that you're on today and you agreed to kind of do this and to speak on your brand, because this is super important. This is important for your kids. This is important for our community, because for many people, they think, I can never create something. Like, I don't have the money. I'm scared. You know, how would I do it? I don't know how to use the internet. But now is the best time ever to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because there's so many free tools out there. Like Facebook business is free, Instagram is free, TikTok is free. Like, there are so many tools available for us to help us springboard a business without needing to know how to write HTML code, or like in the past, right? In the past, in order to have a website, you had to have a processor and an HTML, and we had JavaScript back in the day. Oh my God, we were a hot mess. But speak a little bit on, in terms of like overall, you don't have to give us a actual amount number, but in terms of investing in your brand, were you nervous to make this investment? Did you have to do crowdfunding? Like, how were you able to fund a project like this?
I can honestly say we funded it out of our pockets, and we just went bit by bit.
See,
it doesn't take
it can
a
be
lot.
done, guys. It can be done.
It doesn't take a lot. That's why I said everything takes time. It takes time. We didn't have to buy everything at one time. We brought one item. All right, we got this item. Let's start building up for the next item. And as we continue to do that, we continue to grow. And that's what we plan on doing, continuing to grow as we grow.
See, okay, this is such a inspirational minute, more so than anything else, because so many people, the fear is like, I'm gonna go into debt, I'm gonna lose my savings. And the reality of it is, like, there is no reward without risk.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not prepared as a business owner to take some risks, to invest out of your own pocket, to take some of your, savings and turn it into your future, then it's not going to happen. Okay. Of course, as a business owner for Silly Farm, it would be impossible to believe that I don't have credit card debt, or, I had to take out a loan in order to accomplish things. That is part of business, but you can do it slowly and responsibly without, obviously selling off your house just to be able to start your line. She is living proof that if you love something, if you have a vision, if you're willing to put in the work, because how many hours would you say from, you said April to February when you launched, how many hours a week would you say that you're putting into creating Sis?
I would have to say we was working on Sis 24/7. It was an ongoing thing. Every time we got an idea, we'll reach out to each other like, hey, okay, let's do this, let's do that. It's always it's an ongoing thing. It was an ongoing thing. Well, so I wouldn't even be able to count how many hours we spent deliberating on Sis Art and how we was gonna run it.
Absolutely. The amount of hours that goes into what we do as entrepreneurs is like, today, this morning I was filming 2 attorneys, and then I had to teach a class for the library. Now I'm doing your interview. And as soon as I get off with you, I have to turn over the studio because I produce a live Bible study for my husband. So
okay.
Tonight awesome. I earned my glass of wine. And if for anybody who cares, Snoop Dogg has an amazing red wine, just so that everyone knows. I don't know what it's called. It's have you had it?
I haven't had it yet.
It is so good. Cheers to you, Snoop. I know Martha Stewart and him are like toasting. I can't wait to see that episode. But I want to open it up for a few minutes. I want people to go follow you. First, they can go check out your website, which is across the bottom of the screen. It is sisartpaints.com. I think I put the wrong, let me hide that for a second. What is your handle on Instagram for them to follow you?
Sis.Art Supply.
So it's just sis.art supplies.
Art Supply.
Okay.
Not
Let me put
supply.
that. across the bottom. Okay, so what I want everybody to do is I want, especially for everybody who is an artist, an acrylic artist, if you like watercolor, you do have watercolor, correct?
Oh, we do have, I missed the watercolor. So we have a watercolor pan that is travel watercolor. It can be travel, it can be at home. It's perfect for kids, it's perfect for old people, it's perfect for everyone. It comes with 42 colors, and those colors range from every color pigment that you can ever think of. And our watercolors are our best seller because everyone loves them. They're so convenient, and the pigment is so amazing.
Okay, so here you go, guys. This is what I want. If you have gotten into painting, if you found a love for watercolor, if you just want to try, please support artists, support our network. I know that Amazon is easy to buy off of. I know that it's like one of those like shiny things in the corner because it's
Everybody
delivery
loves
and cheaper and
Amazon.
this and that, but you can support our art community. You can make amazing things happen. You can be featured on her Instagram. Just please make sure you're tagging
Yes.
them, so because I've seen you feature people's work before.
Yes, we
And
love.
this is how we make the world, bless you, a more colorful place, by sharing with one another, by exposing each other's businesses to new communities. We don't sell acrylic paint, and it's great. When I saw your line, I was so impressed and very excited for you to be able to show a woman-owned business, a minority-owned business, a family-owned business. These are all things that make me very proud and excited for you. So
Thank you.
I want to be able to share your information. Hello, we have a lot of
Yes,
a lot
and
of
our Instagram
Latinas.
is
We have a growing Latina community. So for all my Latinas who need paint, acrylic paint, please make sure you're following Sis Art Supplies on Instagram. Follow her on Facebook. Go to the website. It is sisartpaints.com. And if anybody has any questions for Skie, for Jasmine, I would love for you guys to ask her now, or forever hold your peace. Because like I said, unfortunately, I have to now I have to turn on my other hat, which is being a wife and a producer. So that part never ends. But hopefully we can, get this going so that I can get you in our next box that we're sending out.
Yes,
So if
ma'am.
anyone has questions for Skie, please let us know in the comment section. Make sure that you go follow her. Think about it, that she was able to create a business in the middle of a pandemic, which means you can take whatever dream you have and you can turn it into reality as long as you're willing to do the work.
Absolutely.
And of course, use your network of artists. We're here cheering you on. We're very excited about
Thank you.
your success. We want to see you on, Ellen and all the big shows showing off everything that you create. So while we're on a delay, so sometimes I don't get the questions at first. But tell me, what is your favorite thing to paint?
I would have to say I'm a very emotional painter, so I really paint with my emotions. I love to paint like an abstract. Abstract is my favorite. Realistic art is kind of boring to me because it's like no one's perfect. And
so that's your thing, huh?
No one's perfect. And with abstract art, you have the ability to express yourself in whatever way, however you feel, all the time.
It's funny, for us face painters, we go through our emotions. Most of the time we're like, unicorns, butterflies,
Right.
roses. That's why when I see your backdrop, I'm like, oh, I want to go try that. Like the whole idea of the stripes, the color blocking, and the roses. I'm like, I could turn that. I remember I painted like a black and white headband on Leah one time with roses. So I'm looking at your backdrop and I'm like, ooh, I absolutely love that one.
Like when I face paint, people are like, you don't have a book. No, just tell me what you need. We're going to paint it right out my head.
Yeah, I do understand that. Well, I want to thank you so much, Skie, for being patient with me. I'm sorry I forgot about my car and all that.
No problem. Thank you.
The life of a mother is always interesting, right?
Never ends.
It never ends.
And I want to
ends.
correct the Instagram. The Instagram is supply instead of supplies.
Oh, it's supply. Let me change that right now. I am so sorry, guys.
No problem.
Hold on. Let me fix that one because I want people to go to the right place.
And thank you for having us. Such a pleasure to be here on your platform today.
Oh no, I'm really proud of you. It makes me I've been telling everybody I don't want to share any more bad news. Like the news is hard enough to watch. The world is crazy enough. I only want to share good news. And when I saw your line and when I see stories like yours, it gets me excited because I know how much it means to your kids too, right? Like
Right.
I used to say maybe my kids are embarrassed by me because I'm one of those people who paints them and forces them to paint and always has glitter in her hair. And my kids tell their friends, my mom is a YouTube superstar. And that makes me feel so special because I know that they don't even watch my YouTube channel. So, I know that our kids are like, chicken soup for the soul. Tell me a little bit before you have to go how your kids, see you or some of the things that they've said since you've launched.
My kids are my biggest fans, I have to say. My baby boy, he'll go and be like, yeah, you want to paint with my mom art supplies? My daughter, she's an artist herself. She loves drawing. She's really into fashion and doing nails. And just before we got on, she was like, can I do your makeup? And I was like, I don't know about all that, but okay. So,
Isn't that the most amazing feeling though?
yes, it is.
That makes me so, so, so happy. And thank you again for everybody who tuned in, who watched, who support, female entrepreneurs. That's what this is all about. And this is, again, how we grow, how we get better. Community is everything. When you want to grow your business, you can't just stay in your bubble. You got to talk to
Right.
people. I think that's probably,
Networking
if
is key.
nothing else, that's my key or my secret sauce more than anything else is that I love to talk to people, to anybody. Hence why we're here today. And it helps me get to know you better, and it helps us to create a community big enough to support everybody and share the love. So thank you so much,
Thank
Sky.
you.
I
Thank
am
you,
excited.
thank you,
I'm going to
thank
go
you.
order my watercolors so that I can create my masterpiece. Everybody go follow Art Supply. It is on the bottom. Go to the website, check it out. You can be featured on the bottom. Share your art. Don't keep it for yourself.
Yes,
If
we
you really
love.
want to share your art, you can always send me art. I have a wall that I'm building, so I'll show it off and we'll sign it. And we're really excited. So please go follow my friend Sky. Thank you again. Have a
Thank
great
you,
night.
Heather.
Give your
Thank
babies a
you.
hug for me. Tell them I'm rooting for you and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so
Okay?
much.
All
I
right. Bye,
appreciate you.
everybody. Stay tuned. Tomorrow's
Bye.
going to be fun too. All right. Bye, everybody.